We're going to go over the rectangular coordinate system, and that is your introduction to graphing. So before we were working in one dimension, let me write it over here. So if I said x is equal to 2, you would have 0, 1, 2, and you would just have a dot. That's one dimension. Okay. Now the rectangular coordinate system has two dimensions. So we have that same x-axis like we did here, but now we also have a vertical or y-axis. And instead of having a point that just goes left or right, we now have a point that goes left or right and up and down. So this point right here is called the origin. Let me write that in here, and I'll erase it in just a second, but just so we've got it. That one, 0, 0, is called the origin. And you always start at the origin. So let's start with the point 1, 2. So you start at the origin. The first number is your x. So here I am at the origin, and the way that these numbers in one dimension moved from the 0 to the right, that's the same way a positive 1 on the x values is going to be a right 1. So you're here, and then you move right 1. And then your y values here, that's a funny looking y, but you got it. This is going to be an up 2. So up 2, and there's my point 1, 2. So you noticed I just started with an axis that didn't have the tick marks. But of course, most of the time you're working, if you work on graph paper or on a computer screen, the tick marks are already there for you. So moving to the right, 1, 2, 3. Moving to the left, -1, -2, -3. Then for the y values, 1, 2, 3. Going down 1, 2, 3, -1, -2, -3. And of course, when you use graph paper or a computer screen, those are all evenly spaced. Okay, let's do another one. Let's do the point -1, 4. So you're going to remember this because it's alphabetical order, x, y. So moving -1 on the x-axis. So same thing here if it were in one dimension, but this is in two dimensions. Let me write that down. 2 dimensions. Okay, x and a y. So we're going to go back 1. Okay, you're here. Now don't go back to the origin. From right there, from that point of -1, you're then going to go up 4. So this is a left 1 and an up 4. And it's up because it's a positive 4. So here I'm at back or left 1, and then that actually was a y, and there's my 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, there. Now that was not supposed to be a dot, so we'll just put that back as a tick mark. Okay, there's my point. -1, 4. Okay, these ones are a little bit harder when you have, so let's do a 2, 0. So when you have x equals 2, and that's positive, you're going to go right 2, starting at the origin, right 2. Okay, now from there, go up 0. So here you are, and you try to go up and down, and it doesn't go anywhere, right there. So the next point I'm going to do right with this one, we'll do in green. What if I went 0 on -4? Okay, now you do your left and right first. Remember, this is your x value, and this is your y value. So now move 0 to the left, and then move 0 to the right. I know I'm being goofy, but the point is this doesn't go left or right. So this is left, right, 0, and then down 4. And I think we ran out of room there, but down 4. So left, 0, down 4. There you go. So this one is 0, -4, and then we'll write this one in pink. This is 2, 0. So these 2 points are on the axes, and they become important when we graph things like lines and other shapes.